about Star Wars Skeleton Crew, and it dropped on Wednesday, season 1, episode 5, which is called "You Have a Lot to Learn About Pirates," directed by Jake Schreier, who is the director for the upcoming Thunderbolts movie, and written by my young Joe Wisner. So we're gonna do something different this episode. Instead of doing a recap, we'll just go straight into it and just talk about each of the scenes. So we'll go through the scenes on the recap, but we'll talk about each of them. So that means we're gonna do some spoilers right now. So if you're listening and you haven't seen the episode, I suggest you press pause on this, go back, watch the episode, come back and listen to us ramble about what we thought of the episode, and we'll deep dive into each of the scenes. Spoilers ahead, guys. Spoilers ahead. Here we go, man. So what did you guys think? What was you guys' first reactions? Start with you, Eric.
They remind us that it's a pirate program. Like, they kind of went back and said, hey, don't forget this is a pirate show as well, not just Star Wars. So that's what I got. That's what I initially got after the credits roll. It was a good episode. Flippin' John really stepped up. He went like badass at the end of the episode. We'll get into that. So that was pretty cool. And the story's moving along too, and there's a bit more mystery, some like history lessons in it about the ship that they're in and all that. So that's cool too. So yeah, no, all in all, man, it's like this. It's like another step up, this episode from the last episode. It's like it's getting better and better and better. So I'm like, man, I'm fully into it. And I'm not too sure. Is this the second to last episode, or do we get more episodes after this? How many more left?
It was 5, eh?
3 more.
This one?
3 more. Oh shit!
Yeah, there's 8.
That sounds about right. Yeah. So yeah, man, I can't wait. It's an awesome. It was an awesome episode. So yeah, I can't wait for the next one. What about you, Kelvin?
For me, it was answered a lot of questions. I answered a question. Answered a lot of questions for me in terms of some of the characters and Eden. Yeah. So I really liked this episode. It was informative and yeah. And it and then there was a little bit of revelation too, when we've gone through our predictions. And then we finally got to see one of our predictions come right. Yeah, it's good. I think Cam predicted one will fold Jude Law's character. Oh, and yourself too, I think you mentioned it. And he finally came about on this episode. Yeah. What about you, James?
Bro, I tell you what, guys, this is the best episode so far. This is the best episode. Why? Because it had everything in it that this was supposed to be. And I talked about this in the first podcast we did about this, that Star Wars can't be afraid of what the story is supposed to be. They did it with Mandalorian for the first 2 seasons. And I think they're definitely doing it with Skeleton Crew, because when they market this as a kid's adventure, especially with reference to the movie Goonies and E.T., it's exactly what we're seeing right now. And this episode is my Goonies episode. And Indiana Jones as well. Because they had the traps. They had all the traps. They had the treasure. Like that scene when they go and see the treasure, like they see the treasure and it's revealed to them.
Yeah.
That's the scene on Goonies when they first enter the pirate ship.
Yeah.
And you're right, Eric. This is a reminder that this is a pirate lore storyline. Everything's got that the story has with pirates. It is in the story. And it's awesome, man. It's cool. And I just like the fact that they're not tricking me into watching anything more than what it is. And that's why I love the show. And that's why I think this is the formula of where Star Wars should go from now on. Like, don't be afraid to be what it's gonna be. Yeah. I just love this episode, man. When it hit me, all these things hit me in this episode. All these references, everything, all these memories coming back from when I watched all these movies back when I was a kid. Indiana Jones especially. It's like, fuck, this is so cool. And this is just pirate stuff. Like pirate stuff, a little bit more of the Star Wars lore coming through. The mystery around Edson. We get a little bit more information on what's going on there. What we think it is, what we thought it was, and I think I know what you're talking about, Kelvin, when we said that we said something back in the other previous episodes, and now it's coming true. You know, so
Yes.
yeah, I just love this episode, guys. I just want to watch some more. And for me, I'm kind of like thinking, damn, if they're gonna make a season 2, how are they gonna do it? Because it looks like there's gonna be an end. Hey, because what more could there be? What more could there be? Like, are they gonna end this season with them going back home and happy ever after, or how they can? What's the next? What's the next mission?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or are they gonna? Is it gonna be like, are they gonna go back home and then there's gonna be trouble at home where they have to go on another journey to solve that next problem?
Yeah.
Because if they sort that out, that would be cool too.
Yeah.
So, you know, from every start there's gonna be an end, and the arc is going well. Like, the arc of the story is going well. Because I had problems with other series, especially Yellowstone. We know we've got a certain amount of episodes, and we're getting close to the end, and nothing's been resolved. And it's like, how the hell are you gonna resolve the storyline with only one more episode left, and you haven't done anything for the last 5 episodes? Sort of thing. We're not getting this here. We're not getting this in Skeleton Crew. Working very nicely. The story is fine. The story is like, the arc of the story is ramping up. We're past the halfway mark now. We've got 3 more episodes to go. We're going all the way down. It's downhill from here, and it's just looking exciting, man. Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next time. Because man, it's been cool. It's been a trip, man. I'm loving it.
Yeah, me too.
Still keeping us hooked in. You know, like,
yeah,
you're not wrong, bro. It's like it gets you like in touch with your younger self, eh? You know, like, and I don't really like it. I was talking to one of my I don't know if you remember Burgess. I was talking to him yesterday, and I'm trying to like bring him into this podcast, because he's diehard DC Marvel as well. You know, like, if anything, I learnt off him most of my stuff around Marvel. But telling him about it, and I was like, I don't know, like, when I step out and like look at my conversation with him, I was like a little kid, like talking to him. I was like, "Sorry, do you remember the days when you used to go to school and used to run home just to go catch the latest Ninja Turtles episode?" He's like, "Yeah, bro, it's exactly like that." And then after you watch it, it's just like, is that it? Now I have to wait another 7 days to get the next episode.
Yeah, boys. So, man. So shall we just get started with the episode? So we open it up at Edson, and the first scene, we're at the where the prints work, eh?
Yeah.
So they're in
Very interesting.
we get to see the offices where the analysts work, and I see all the supervisors are droids. Hey, so the humans or the aliens or humans, like at their workstations doing stuff. So we get to see Wim's dad. He sort of gets nudged by Neil's mom. Hey, it's Neil's mom.
Yeah.
Obviously, the parents are still worried about the kids being lost in space. Neil's mom has this key that he should use to tap into how to get out of the force field thing. What do you call it?
The barrier.
The barrier.
Yeah. And he sort of does this. We know what happens. Eric, what did you think of that scene?
Yeah, that was interesting, because obviously we know that whoever's in charge is not going to take priority of looking for the kids. Like, that at all costs, they don't want anybody to know the location of Eton. That even means that they're not even going to go look for the kids. So the parents are trying to do that themselves. So Neil's mom is trying to get access to the barrier. So I don't know if they're going to fly out of there or what they're up to, or they're going to send a message out, like probably open up a doorway so they can send a message out to the kids, say, "Hey, we're here," and then get them back home. But obviously they're all skittish about it, eh?
Yeah.
Like, even like when Wim's dad gets the device, tries to put it in the computer, and he's trying to act normal. Bro, that guy's a useless poker player, bro. Like, on the computer, sweating and looking around and shit, and the robot just sees it straight away. But I think it's when he connected it to the PC, because the robot talks about how it searched. So I think that's what makes the robot initially go there and have a look and say, "What's going on?" and Wim's dad's trying to come up with these bullshit excuses, and then he does the hand trick thing, and the robot's like, "Hey, bro, fucking put your hands up, man! Both of them at the same time, bro. What are you doing?" And it's like, "Oh my gosh!" But it's funny. Eh? After the next scene, right? Like Wim's dad gets caught. The robot takes a head up to the office, and then she automatically tells the robot to erase its memory and power down. So they still kind of have some control over these droids. But these droids apparently answer to the supervisor, whoever that is. So it's like it's really, really, yeah, it's really interesting. Eh? The whole scene. It's there's a lot there, but I think we won't know more. Oh, well, I won't know more until the next episode, I think. But yeah, it kind of the look, the whole setup, how they were working in their little concubines. It kind of reminded me of Endor, because in Endor there's a part where the Imperials, the Republic, sorry, and they have all these little like cubicles just like that. It was the same kind of setup, and they all had different jobs.
Hmm.
So it's kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
Even if it's the Imperials, but yeah, I'm just picking up. What did you think, Kelvin?
I think you're bang on there. But I think one of the other things that we got to see was how we spoke about how the kids are so innocent and naive. It's kind of like the same with the parents. It's like how you said it, they're quite skittish. It's like, bro, these guys don't know how to be bad. It's like they've been like robotized. You do this, and like 100. It's like that's what you saw. Even like with the Fern's mum. Like, no, we've got to go right. We've got to do it right. We've got to do it right. And then, and then like there was one, what's his name? Yeah, Wim's dad. Wim's dad that goes, oh man, we're not going to get anywhere if we do it right. Like. But yeah, kind of like open your eyes up to what it really is like, because like we've been like kind of speculating and guessing and.
Yeah,
but then
it's kind
like
of piecing it together.
Like that's what I mean. Like this episode kind of made things a little bit more informative. So because what we saw there is like, oh, okay, sweet. Yeah, this is the supervisor is a big character. The planet is pretty much run by the droids and supervisor, and you can see where these kids get that naivety from, and it's because that society is like that. It's a do as you're told, hey, kind of society. Everyone falls in line. Everyone does everything for the greater good. And what is the greater good? I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, I think you're bang on, Calvin. And that scene that explicits that is when the robot tells Wendell that's Wynn's dad's name. His name's Wendell. Oh, show me the key. Show me what's behind your hand. And it takes one hand. And show me both hands at the same time. And he does, and he gives up there because he got caught.
It reminds us when we were kids.
Yeah.
Which hand it is in? Which hand is it in?
Like, bro, what are you doing, man? Shit.
Can't you just put it in your pocket or like last day?
Or tuck it in the back of your pants.
I would have just tucked it in somewhere. Then here's my hands, bro.
Yeah, never know how to do anything bad. Just straight narrow way. Like that's how they grew up. So it's like, yeah. No, you guys are right.
So some of your guy, man.
Bro, Wim's dad is just like Wim. They're both useless.
I had a theory, but it makes sense depending on how long the spaceship crashed down on Eden.
Yeah.
It depends on that. But I had this theory that the main pirate guy that owned the ship, he's the supervisor.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah,
but then
at the end of this
depends,
episode, I did think that like,
that's the ultimate treasure, right? You're on a planet that makes these credits, bro. You're set, man. That's it, and your family set for generations. So if that's the case,
but that depends when the ship crashed.
Yeah,
but it sounds like it's like a generational thing because maybe he took over the supervisor. Maybe there was a supervisor and he took over. Hey, he killed that supervisor and took over the place.
Well, think about it. If the supervisor before he crashed was like those guys, right, he would have taken over easy. He would have just pushed that guy, get out of the office, bro. It's over.
Just one bullet, just went bang. And everyone just went. The whole nation.
All he had to do was just probably pull out the sword, and then that guy would have just kept it out of the office, man. You wouldn't have had to worry. So yeah, it would have been easy for that pirate guy if he just walked in and then just threatened them. That was it. He's the new supervisor.
When you say it like that, it reminds me of that Hollywood Husbands that Someone one, when they do that scene in what's it called, Predator, when Annie meets Apollo Creed. Is it
Yeah. Oh, with the
the supervisor? Holy motherfucker!
You know what it reminds me of? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Demolition Man. Remember when Sylvester wakes up and then all these guys are all pansies and no one has to know how to be tough?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what that scene reminds me of.
yeah.
They're
True
all
story.
pansies and they don't know how to do anything bad.
Yeah,
Now the scene where the pirate guy kills the supervisor is the scene on Die Hard when Hans Gruber he kills Nakatomi. And he's only counts to 3 with the gun.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah,
he goes,
yeah,
"Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry, you have to kill me. Sorry." He goes, "Okay." Boom.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Crack 'em.
So after this, we skip to where the kids are. So they've sort of gone back to the ship and they've tied up SM-33 because he went back to his old protocols. And what do? The kids are like making a deal with Crimson Jack, eh?
Yeah.
So I'll go to you, Kelvin. Any thoughts on this scene?
I think it was just like this is like the beginning of when you start seeing more of pirates. You know, you get to find who this captain. That's where he starts. You know, like you get that feeling, oh, something's happening. Especially like, oh, you turn him on. Now you turn him on. Oh, you're scared, and then he's like, no, you're scared. You know, it's like a couple of episodes before, you kind of see Jack, like, Crimson Jack being nice to the kids, but this time around, it's like that's the beginning of him being stink to the kids. And then Fern's like, oh no, KB, you turn him on. You know, yeah. If anything, that's kind of stuck out to me. Is like that's where you start seeing Jack starting to be stink to the kids and. Or just being, you know, you see the other side. If that makes sense, say like a darker side of Jack. You know, he's really pushing that what's it called, the relationship between him and the kids. But then also there is a scene afterwards where he kind of does the prep talk with what's his name, Wim. When Wim goes off and he does his Suki Papa, I miss my daddy.
And the handles are real.
Mr. Run around the planet. Yeah, we're gonna be pirates. Yeah, Nick, man, I miss my daddy. Yeah, that was so cool. Well, you know, like that's why I like this series, man, because it's like, you know, get you in touch with that kitty side of yourself. But yeah,
that whole scene was cool because you learn a bit more about the ship, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, there's a legend behind it. So apparently, this captain of what's the name of the captain again? Captain Tech something. And then
Renaud.
Yeah. And then SM-33 is like, you know, oh, my captain this and captain that, and obviously John knows about it, so he's like trying to expand on it more. It's like, wow, this guy's the greatest pirate and all this.
Yeah.
And that was a funny bit when John was saying, "Oh yeah, don't you realize we're in the ship and this is the most famous pirate?" And then French goes, "Yeah, well, I don't care. We want to go home."
Yeah.
Like cuts him off
straight to the point, man. I just want to get
like
home,
cuts
man.
him off.
I don't care if this is Christmas Jack's super ship, bro. Let's go home.
Yeah. But it's funny, Neil was interested. Hey, Neil's interested. He's saying, "Oh, I want to hear about the pirate."
Yeah, it's funny that like he's more interested than Wim. I would have thought Wim would be like, "Man, this is cool," but
nah. But I knew why Wim was there. Because man, Wim wants to see some Jedi's, man. He wants to, you know, that's what he's there for. He doesn't want to see pirates. He's not into pirates, and man, he's been looking at Jedi's all his life, man. He wants to go see some, and he's disappointed. He's disappointed at Crimson Jack.
Yeah,
just being a Force user, not a Jedi.
The pirates either probably part Jedi or Sith or whatever. They won't be rolling around with blades, man. It was lightsabers.
I
Shit.
think you can't. Yeah, I think Rome doesn't realize you can't pick and choose your adventures. Like it is an adventure. Like going
Yeah.
to see the pirate ship and a pirate, like a famous pirate and all that kind of stuff. His lair. They're gonna go see his
Straight
lair.
up
That's
an
an adventure. But man, Wim still got. Man, I want to see some Jedi's. Man, I want to go find some
Like a
spaceships.
Jedi, like a hardcore Jedi story, like the one what he's
Yeah.
reading in his book.
Yeah, that's
Find
right.
the evil in that. Yes. No, that was a good scene. That I enjoyed that, and it opened up a bit more about the ship. And yeah, like we were saying earlier, that Captain Tick or whatever his name was probably was the supervisor, and
Well,
probably still
there's
is the
nothing.
supervisor.
Well, all the story we got was the crew. They did the mutiny,
Yeah,
when they were heading to the
to the
planet
planet.
at Edson. They crashed, and that was it. We don't know what
Yeah.
happened.
Killed everybody. Oh,
Yeah.
the concubine apparently. The concubine.
Yeah, there
When
was
he
a
mentioned the
concubine.
concubine. Yeah, the concubine.
What's a
The concubine
concubine?
got sick. What's a concubine? I was crazy.
Come on, Neil, silly.
What's a concubine?
The way he
Yeah,
answered,
silly.
say, listen, oh, what's a
Yeah.
concubine?
So you already got one on the other planet.
Yeah.
Healed, oh man.
And John had to say, he cut him off, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll
That's
change
what
the
I'm
subject.
change the subject.
Next. Oh shit. No, that was a good episode. Good scenes. Scene by scene, man. Straight up, this episode was the ball.
Yeah.
So they end up figuring out they have to go to Tech Redon's lair. Obviously hasn't been occupied by any pirates for a long time. So when they end up there, they don't expect to see what they expect. So they see some, like what Jod calls them, like some pleasure yachts, some
Yeah.
ships.
Pleasure ships going over. What's the
Well, like almost like a space
like a-
version of a cruise liner, eh?
yeah, like a holiday resort place.
But that was sort of like some Empire Strikes Back stuff when Millennium Falcon heads to the city in the clouds, and those two ships come on the side, and we'll just like escorts, eh?
Yeah.
Yep.
So some two escorts come down, and they say, "Oh, we're like a spa planet or spa. This is where you relax in the hot pools and all that kind of stuff, eh?"
Yeah. And
So they
our
end up
scanners pick up that you got some children on board.
That was funny.
Yeah, not
I
allowed.
thought that was funny. It
Mm.
was funny how they put it there. Like they were saying, "Oh, this is the only adult area, adult like resort, no kids allowed kind of thing." I
Yeah.
was like, "What?"
Mm.
I thought that was pussy.
So then they have a plan where the kids dress up as adults.
Yeah.
And then they touch down, and then we see the hosts. They come out, and it's sort of weird, eh? They're like hosts for that spa place. They look like
It looks like
those guys with helmets, eh? Like those rebel helmets.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even the host herself, it's like oh, she doesn't care who lands down, right? She'll take their money as long as they pay up. She has a guest list, right? But it looks like, okay, you show me the credits, I'll give you a place to stay, and then all good. But if it's too much trouble, okay, we'll get security, get you out of here.
Yeah.
That was the kind of feeling I was getting from the hosts. And I've seen her somewhere before too, act on some other movies as well. I can't remember. She's really familiar.
What was called it was funny though, like when what's his name? Jod's like paying her out, and then like she's like, okay, so you got no kids, but then like he turns around and all the kids, even though they're all dressed up, are acting like kids, chasing each other around. That cracked me up, eh? I was like, these guys don't know how to be sneaky, man.
Yeah, like she could say, and what about the wise ones? And they were like,
Yeah.
bloody kids, man. They act like actual kids too.
Yeah.
Right
But
on.
what's called another thing that I noticed is that actually Crimson Jack knew about their planet. Because remember they're like,
Anumpa is his
welcome to
name.
planet whatever, and then he like turns to 33 and goes, "Oh, you brought us to here? You brought us to here?"
Lupana or something.
Yeah. And he's like,
so that, man, it must have been like probably a good, I don't know, 100 years, eh? Because of that, like we're starting to see a timeline kind of
Mm.
So there must have been a few hundred years, or at least something,
Yeah.
for them to get that result before it was what Sim 33 was trying to remember, and he's
Yeah.
like looking around, going, "What the hell? What's happened to my captain's place? It's turned into a freaking result." Like,
Oh yeah,
damn,
yeah, true. And then Jod's ex-girlfriend shows up. And they have a
Yes.
little talk, and that's when he finds out that she's gonna tell all the pirates to come. He's here, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tell his
And she-
location. So they get the kids to. It's like a hotel as well, eh? So they check into the hotel room, and that's another funny scene where the kids are being kids because they run to
Yeah.
the view.
window. Yeah.
yeah.
They're like, "Whoa!" And then when he turns it off, they're like, "Oh!"
And then they run to the waterbed.
Yeah.
And then they're all jumping around on the water. And he's saying, "Hey! We have to go."
It's funny too, that whole scene. Like, these kids are trying to be kids hardcore, and John's like super, like he's stepping up, like he's going, "Nah, we can't muck around." Because after meeting his kingy, he's like,
He
"Bro,
knows. Yeah.
no, it's on, man. We're on a time limit here, bro. We
Yeah.
gotta get going." And these kids are like having fun and laughing, and he's like, "Nah, I'm not having that. Just find this shit and get out of here." I was like, "Oh man, relax, bro, relax."
Just talking about the kids, I just want to go back for a sec when Jod was having that conversation with Wim, when Wim was crying. What do you guys make of that? Like what that conversation was all about, and what the Wim learned from it.
Mm,
That's a good question, man.
yeah, because that was kind of deep, eh?
Yeah.
And because even John gave him some advice, say like, just forget about it, forget about your family and all that hoorah. If you're not going to see them again, that's basically what he said to Wim. I don't know if that's from his own experience.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
don't focus on what you can't control, eh?
Yeah,
Because you got to focus on the plan is to try to get home. Focus on that, and don't worry about everything else, eh?
yeah.
Or something like that, which is
So,
good
like,
advice.
so in saying his plan is focusing on the treasure, don't worry about anything else. It's kind of like, it goes both ways. Eh? I was like, holy shit, this guy is focused on something.
When you ask that question, and then I think back to it, kind of goes off that kind of like that master apprentice kind of vibe. But it does though, like
My apprentice.
like yeah, maybe.
True that. Wow, yeah. When we get to the end, we'll talk about that. That was badass.
Yeah,
Well, if you look at Jod's character, like he's got the heart to have a conversation with Wim, make him feel better about, because he obviously saw Wim feeling sad and stink. He actually made an effort to go talk to him and have a heart-to-heart with him, and give him some advice.
Yeah.
So he's got something there, eh? He's got some kind of love for these kids, like deep down.
Yeah.
Even though he's got this agenda, he's fighting the agenda and his affection he has for these kids at the same time, right? And I think what happens at the end when they do come to that conflict, when he does have that conflict inside him, he's remembering why he's there in the first place.
Yeah.
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 And I think in that moment you kind of see that he's probably been there before. He's been in like Wim's shoes. Because I'm just thinking back to when he was like on that what's it called? I think it was the second episode, and he goes, "Oh, I'm just like you. I'm lost." So he's probably like, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised that he was like them. He was lost. Maybe like we were saying earlier, from a Jedi temple. Maybe probably a young Padawan that got lost in space and ended up with pirates by chance.
Almost like a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of.
Yeah, and that's how he ended up. Like he ended up with these pirates, and now he's a pirate. But he's really, man, he's really strong with the Force. You can see that too when he grabs Wim's device. It was easy for him. Like he just picks it up and it's like, holy shit, this guy is strong with the Force.
Yeah.
Depending on how strong he is, he does exercise it.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting to see like how much more of his Force use we get to see as towards the end.
Even before, like when they went to the at the resort and they were coming out of the ship, and how they had said, "Oh, no weapons allowed," and then the guy takes his knife, right? The guy takes his knife and puts it to the side, and then they give him a drink and stuff in a lei. And he's like, "Oh yeah, and you're having a great time." And then next week he just uses the force to grab the knife back. I was like, "What the hell? This guy's really potent in the force." So it's like, man, he must exercise with it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, because you have to exercise it all the time, so you can use it better.
Yeah.
I think I heard that from Obi-Wan. Shit. Go back.
Well, that's probably what he's only good at doing. Because I'm sure if he knew how to do the Jedi mind trick, he'd be using that all the time.
Yeah, harder. He would have
He
been
probably would have done it at the counter and saved his money.
Yeah,
Give me all your money.
We are staying here for free.
Yeah. I want a buffet right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Get rid of these kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, true that. That makes sense.
And there's an interesting scene, that conversation he has, because Wim, what Wim says, if you remember, when he's asked what's wrong, Wim says he misses his father. He didn't think Adventure was like this, and he also said he's confused. And that's his innocence conflicting with the reality. And
100.
and I think the scene is important because this heart-to-heart scene is a big contrast to what happens at the end. Because when George becomes a changes guy and threatens the life of Fern, Wim is witness to it. He's like, "What the fuck? What the hell is going on? Like, I thought you were our friend, like, you know, and you're doing this." Like, he's even more confused, right? But he still has the strength to pick up that lightsaber. Unfortunately, he rode it around the wrong way, but he had the courage to escape. You know, help the kids escape at the end too. So. Yes, it's I think that scene and what we see at the end go hand in hand there, and like it's a contrast there between what these characters are experiencing with each other. You know, and I'm just glad that we spoke of it before, that George will betray the kids somehow, and this will be the big moment.
Yeah, that's what I mean about our predictions. You know, like you guys, you and Eric have always said that he's gonna betray them, win, but it's a matter of not if, it's when.
Yeah.
When you see a traitor, you know a traitor.
That's the pirate way, mate. Pirate way.
Yes.
Pirate way.
Yeah. He's not a Jack Sparrow, man. He's the other side.
What's his name? Barnabas.
Yeah.
So they end up searching for the lair at what looks like to be Paragon Pools, hot pools, and man, you see some characters in there, like the Hutts are there. Jabba Hutts, his cousins there.
Royalty, the big deal in the universe.
Yeah.
Or in the Star Wars universe. Yeah. Hutts.
Yeah, that's right. They end up getting chased by the people that work there. The security and all that. They end up going down. They're finding the lair, but then the big alien helps them,
Yeah, the octopus squiddy kind of thing, which was really cool because it was Neil way. Was it Neil that the squid did, like, kind of I was like, oh, I can't wait to hear your stories. Like, he was telling Neil was telling the octopus the whole stories, which because like it went all like actiony in it, and then it brought it back to kids, you know, like, because that's the last thing you expect is this massive ass monster going, oh, carry on, tell me a story, you know, like. And it kind of like, oh shit, actually, now we're in a kids movie again, you know, like.
Yeah, brings you back to that,
Yeah.
It's funny that episode does to say, like, okay, but a pirate, okay, hang on, Star Wars, it's a kids program.
Yeah.
And then it keeps on putting you like that. And it's kind of, that's what made it more fun.
Yeah.
Even more enjoyable.
Like, because there are moments where it can almost, like, step away from PG and then go to M. But, like, in that moment where it almost goes to M, it comes back to PG.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was going to go restricted, like, 13 or 14 or 16 at least, but I was like,
especially those booby trap scenes,
Yeah, that was pretty lethal.
Yeah. And that's where, like you mentioned, Cams, where it's like had that Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of feel.
Yeah.
And that was cool. You know?
That was cool. That trap with the with the laser coming off their heads, and the kids were lucky they were short anyway.
Yeah. It had that.
It had the Goonies feel big time.
And then the last trap was the first of all, I think it was it's Brutus A. His boys they come down.
Yeah.
And that's a funny scene when their ship is like they're like the ruiners, eh? Like they come down like
dudes.
yeah, huh? And there's two escorts come and goes, oh, we've got rules here, and then they blow up because they get shot down.
Yeah, it was funny. We didn't like violence on this planet, and then
boom, boom. They didn't even get to finish their intro. Oh, welcome to just a couple of rules.
And we do not tolerate violence. Boom. And the ship just comes like behind the ship stage, just blew up and just. And it was funny when they parked up, eh? The other ship parked up on the other ship.
Yeah. It like bolted away.
It was just like bang, landing on top of the other one. I was like, crack, you know.
And the host came out, she was smiling, and her smile went slowly down there.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the hell's going on, man? What are these pirates doing here?
Like, even when the kids ship landed, she's like, oh, get the garbage crew ready.
Yeah. We're gonna have a problem here. Get the witness unit. Hurry up, bro. So shit.
Yeah. So they show up and they try to get through one of the traps, and that was an interesting trap, the one that levitates them up to those spikes in the sky.
Yeah, it's like an opposite of what we used to see in movies. Usually it's a trap door.
How did that guy even know, like, to throw a rock there? I would have just carry on walking, man. Well, he walked in and he stopped there and looked at the post and then threw a rock and then, it went up. I was like, shit, lucky, man. Didn't make any difference though.
When the kids make it to the last trap and there's all that was that SOD, and that was direct from Indiana Jones, the Last Crusades.
Yeah,
remember that last trap with like a bridge, the invisible bridge.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you have faith, that was the thing. If you have faith, you can step
the leap of faith.
Yeah, the leap of faith, and that was the same trap. That's the same trap. So, but still, faithful was what do you value the most?
Yeah,
and it was like obviously it was the money, so that was a good sort of thing to get through that trap.
Yeah, because they had to, like on the Indiana Jones one, they had to choose the Holy Grail, right? And the idea was picking not the, like you had all these other glamorous cups in it, but it wasn't the glamorous one. It was the most I don't know what.
There's the cup.
But it was like it wasn't fancy. It wasn't anything, but it still did the same trick.
Yeah.
And his choice was the right choice.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the same thing on here. Like because Neil found the roast, right? When they were in the chamber with the captain, and he found that roast. They found the data port where they found the coordinates at Atom. So it's kind of similar to that. All that piece back, hey. Don't forget, we did Indiana Jones too. It was like, shit, man. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like I said before, man, like that scene was Goonies hard out there. The pirate ship scene. How do you guys feel about that one? I'm Kelvin.
I really liked it. Especially with Jod as well. When they go, most valuable, and all the kids, see, that's where you know the difference between the kids and the pirate, eh? All the kids was like looking at each other, figure out, who's going to sacrifice themselves. Yeah. And then John's like, nah, you got to think like, no, remember, a pirate set these traps, so you got to think like a pirate, like.
Yeah.
But yeah. Did anyone notice a certain character from our past, sitcoms? And he was a pirate. One of Brutus's pirates.
Oh, Urkel.
Brutus.
Yeah.
Steve Urkel.
Steve Urkel.
Yeah.
What's one of Brutus's pirates? I was watching, and he's right in the front there. Like, I was like, Chili, I'm sure they sold Urkel.
Oh, shit. I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Jamal White, I think his name is.
Yeah, Jamal White. That's the one.
Man, got a little bit of screen time on Star Wars, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Nah, he's still going strong. Doesn't he judge on like another show or like one of those talent shows?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, I haven't seen any material from that guy for like, since the show. Steve Urkel shows.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That
scene was cool, with especially John's like holding the coin with the force.
Yeah.
Like it was looking for a coin. Like, oh shit, we haven't got any left. And the man's like holding it out. And that's it already to put down.
Yeah.
Like, this guy, getting fancy with his force pulling, bro.
Did you guys notice any of the
Yeah.
interesting treasures besides the
Yeah.
lightsaber? That was a cool moment. I thought when I saw the lightsaber.
Okay, you know that lightsaber? It belongs to those guys in the white, right?
Who?
The Guardians. Their lightsaber is a Guardian's lightsaber.
Like
I'm sure
because it's gold.
No, the damn thing's like it's like a pearl white. Yeah, there is some gold in there, but I'm sure it's a Guardian's lightsaber.
Oh, you mean like those fellas that in white, like the Sentinel Guard dudes?
It's because they're in Shit, I'm gonna get my shows mixed up here now. I think it's Rebel Wars. They're in that. I think that particular animated series. There's a bunch of. They apparently got the Jedi temples. I think it is.
Yeah. I think I know.
Oh,
What
yeah.
Those guys.
And those lightsabers look exactly the same like those.
Mm-hmm.
Their lightsaber looks exactly like their lightsaber. The only problem is it's meant to be yellow, and that one, if you see it, it's blue. So I was like, what the hell?
That's right. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Gonna be yellow too.
The light of the
lightsaber.
Yeah. Itself.
Remember, like it depends on the person that holds the lightsaber. Depends on what color the saber's gonna come out.
Yeah, because if they initially have their lightsaber, right? Because apparently by Star Wars law, they have to find the kyber crystal themselves.
Yeah.
They get the crystal and then they make the lightsaber. Depending on what light it comes out, that's what Okay, the sword chooses. Oh well, the lightsaber chooses you, kind of thing, like the samurai sword type shit. But yeah.
So that's why when what's his name, Wim turned it on and it went blue. He's probably got some good force in him, but it just hasn't tapped into it.
We'll wait when we get there, and then we'll talk about that scene, bro. That guy.
Yeah. Well, we're already here, man. So, Joe, this changes guy. Man, what'd you guys think of that, Eric?
Oh, that guy went straight from PG to PG-13. He went straight from PG to PG-13, bro. Straight up.
Man.
I thought I was gonna go PG. I thought I was gonna go restricted 16 for a sec. I was like, "What? Are you serious, dude?"
Yeah.
Man. It was like hardcore. It's like as soon as he got what he wanted and the quarters and everything else, and he kind of figured it right. He figured it out, right? He figured it out. Okay, and Aten is what he thought it was. He figured that part out, and he figured out okay. And then he was trying to figure out shit. Okay, I'm stuck in a predicament here. I have a kid as a captain. How am I going to get around that? So, and if I remember from Pirates of the Caribbean, these pirates had fucking laws. They're freaking laws for everything. So he knew, okay, I'll fight some kind of act for the captain's side. And it works out in his favor because, of course, he's an adult. And he has to beat up a kid to get the captaincy. So that was a breeze for him. And I was like, bro, this guy was willing to go that far. But I think he was calling it bluff. Honestly, I really thought he was calling it bluff. Like I didn't think he was going to go through with it and fully cut her head off or whatever he was going to do. I don't think he was going to fully go there. But the act itself was like, shit, this is another side of Christmas and Jack we haven't seen. And that was the side I think we were waiting for already. Like, we were waiting for that betrayal. And I think this is probably a piece of it. I don't think it's all of it. I think, there's a bit more of Jack's, I don't know what else he's going to do, but obviously the kids get away. But I think there's a bit more there, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it went pretty dark pretty quick, eh? And SM, I feel sorry for SM. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, kids.
Yeah.
Especially to Fred, he's like, oh, you're not the captain anymore.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit. He's going to listen to Christmas and Jack now. He's like, shit.
Yeah.
Stink cunt.
I reckon he always had that in his plan to use that because because SM-33 is his biggest obstacle,
threat, Yeah, it was his biggest threat.
So I think he always had that in his back pocket that he was going to challenge Fern for the captaincy, but he's just waiting for his moment.
Yeah,
and that was his moment.
I think when he found out that what Etten was,
Mm.
he found out that he knew exactly what Etten was. That's when he applied the law. Because he didn't know, he wasn't too sure if there was a treasure there
Yeah.
or if they were making treasure there.
Yeah.
Until he found that out, there was like, bro, this place is like it's a like a bank. It's a planet, and
Yeah.
it makes money.
Yeah.
And we don't know if the other planets used to do that too. Because if that was the case, if there's other 7 planets used to make that money, shit, bro, that's like, that's millions and millions of trillions and billions
Yeah.
of credits, man.
But if there was something else on that scene too, I reckon whatever plan that he had to execute that code, the pirate code, I think he did have some good intentions because he was just say yield. Just say yield.
Yes, he did. He
like,
did push
You kind of see that, like, okay, I'm gonna be captain now, and you guys are gonna follow my plan. Like, he had some. There must have been, but then because he had to do that to Fern, and then it's like, I've got to be heavy-handed with these kids now. You know, like,
yeah,
okay,
he had to be handy-handed with Fern.
Yeah.
He's just the only one that sees his bullshit.
Yeah.
So he couldn't do it. If he did it to Neil, it would have been easy as or Wim.
Yeah.
It would have been like, straight away. But with Fern, he had to push it. He had to really like.
No, but Fern had the captaincy anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had to. That's the other thing too. She had to get the seat, so he had to really like get in there with his knife.
Yeah, because she wouldn't yield.
Yeah, little shit.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with Jod hesitating on. I don't think he would have cut her Fern.
Nah, I don't think so
he would
either.
have.
He wanted her to say yield, and it was
make
like
that
a tense
transition
moment.
just easy.
Just a tense moment.
But because she didn't yield and she created that environment, he had to push it, the extras.
And then I thought the man was going to come out on top, and I knew he grabbed the lightsaber when he saw it. I knew he grabbed the lightsaber when he saw that shit. And I thought the man was going to come out and do the bzzz, and he had it upside down. I was like, fail, man. What the hell?
He's like he didn't stab himself.
Yeah. Then you look at the lightsaber and go, okay, this is the top, this is the bottom. Yeah, I'll turn it up this way. Nah, I turn it upside down. I was like, shit.
It felt like one of those moments, say, like, you're a father and you watch your son doing something like a fe'au or something, and then you already told them how to do it, and then they do it wrong, and it's just those I was like you, Eric. I was like, oh, and then silly.
I kind of had a funny feeling. I had a funny feeling that something might happen, but his total reaction was like, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
like I was expecting him to, like, I don't know, run towards him, but his reaction where he kind of huddled against with the other kids.
Yeah,
I was like, oh shit, true. He's like, oh man, I effed up. Oh, I better just act.
Yeah,
I better just just take my losses.
Yeah,
and huddle with Neil. I was like, shit, Buzzy.
But
yeah. Oh yeah, it was a scene that was gonna happen, like we said, and it was just a matter of when. Coming on the 5th episode was pretty cool because now we've got 3 episodes to see what's gonna conclude with all that. So there's a lot more episodes to go. So I think the writing and the timing of each of these episodes, on point,
It's
like everything.
Snap.
Everything is coming exactly how we want it to see. Like there's no question in story time. Like the timing of the storyline. There's no question because every episode has been awesome, man. And now it's just a matter of what's going to happen. So I thought that Wim's decision to knock the chair so they can escape.
Yeah,
that was brave. And I think now we're finally going to see Wim take that sort of hero and taking risks. That's a big risk.
He's going to step it up though.
Yeah, I reckon.
But even though, because remember they're kids and we might think it might be a stupid thing to do, maybe, but that's a risk. Maybe it's, I don't know if it was a calculated risk or it was just him being, we can escape by doing this chair thing.
I think it's that.
Because what happens with these spikes at the end of the
So I think it was that.
Kind of like almost like that. The first Star Wars, where they in the Death Star, and they try to escape, and then they fall into that pit,
Mm.
like the rubbish pit.
And then
Yeah.
they had
Yeah.
another problem.
Yeah, then they had another. So it'll probably end up like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised.
Wouldn't be
I wouldn't
surprised.
be surprised.
Yeah.
Mm.
It'll be funny if it does. Yeah, I'll crack up.
But
I'll crack up with
another thing that kind of like got me thinking and kind of hooked me into the next episode is like, you know how I mentioned like how when what's his name, one turned on the lightsaber and it was blue, but then you know like you see Jod or Crimson Jack get the lightsaber, and then you see him turn it on, but you don't see what color the lightsaber
Right.
turns. Yeah,
Ah.
so it's like,
So
ooh, he
that
did
was
it again.
badass too. That was badass, man.
And then straight to credits, and they're like, hey, silly.
That was badass,
He
man.
did it again. Oh, man.
And now that he's got a lightsaber,
You know, he's got a
man's
lightsaber.
It's
And,
like,
then,
shit.
and that kind of like will tell you where his force leads to. Does it lead towards, you know, the good side or the dark side, you know?
I want to call it. I reckon it'll still be blue.
But if you remember on episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Anakin, his lightsaber was still blue
Yeah.
when he
Yeah.
was Darth Vader, right?
Oh, was
Yeah.
it?
Because he has to get his own kyber crystal, eh? Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he
Oh.
has to get his own kyber crystal, and then the crystal will eventually,
Reveal
you
way.
know, depending on you, it will change whatever.
Yeah.
But then again, we saw the acolyte, right?
Yeah.
Didn't
It changed
the
from
girls? Yeah,
blue to
red.
Yeah.
So the girl was absolutely like, yeah, whatever she was, a Sith.
Because have you seen the Star Wars anime? Those little short.
Oh,
short
yeah,
movies?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
where you
Yeah.
see the lightsaber, how lightsabers are made in.
Yeah, they even have it in one of the animated episodes. I don't know if it's Star Wars Rebels or Star Wars Clone Wars, but yeah, similar thing. To get the kyber crystal, make the lightsaber, and then blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Changes, you know, depending on the person.
I've got a question. Now we know that officially Aten is a mint
Yeah.
planet producing
Yeah.
money. Do you reckon
didn't
the
know
other
they were-
planets were mint planets and that they got destroyed because the Empire didn't want? Was the Empire using them for some reason? Did the pirate know that Aten was the last place for the mint, so that's why he destroyed the coordinates and went there on his own?
Yeah.
He crashed. So this is our theory. He crashed and then the crew died, but he survived and he took over the supervisor's role. He went and
Yeah.
killed the supervisor and took over.
I'm
Don't
sure
forget the
that makes
concubine.
sense.
It would have been.
Don't
It
forget
would've
the
been easy.
concubine.
It would have been easy, bro. It would have been easy for him if he did survive. You know, his wounds from the concubine. It would have been easy for him to take over that planet. And
But-
if that was the case, that there's other planets were immense, like at Aten, shit, that's a lot of finances, bro. You
Yeah.
can buy a lot of shit with it.
So the other question is, who knows about these mint planets? Obviously, the Republic doesn't know. Obviously, this planet was from the old Republic, so maybe it got lost in, and then no one knows about it. They're still producing money and not going anywhere, or is it going somewhere?
Well,
Does Palpatine know about this, and that's how he funded the Empire? Or is the new plan to use the mint to fund the new order in the future?
Well, okay, let's look at it. Acolyte came out, right? And now the Skeleton Crew. If the Acolyte was successful, maybe you're right. Maybe that these planets were part of Palpatine's finances for the New World Order. But maybe not all those planets were immense. Maybe some of them were construction. Well, I don't know. Like that planet of Jakku where they dumped all their ships and then they renovate them for the New World Order.
Yeah.
Shit, there's a lot of questions there.
But these are all tools for infrastructure for a new sort of empire or whatever it is. Like
Yeah.
for in the Mandalorian, we've got little scenes where we show some cloning being done, and
Yes.
maybe
yes.
it's linked to how Palpatine got cloned and becomes alive again, because they're talking about taking blood from Grogu
Grogu.
to make
Yeah.
these clones. That's why the Empire is after Grogu.
That's
And
right.
it's
The
funny-
original, and yeah.
They didn't talk about what do you call it? There's you remember episode 1 when they talk about those things that strong with the Force. There's a name for it. Microbes. No, I forgot the name of it. But you didn't hear them mention that in the Mandalorian. But that's obviously what they're after.
Oh,
So, you know,
The midichlorians.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. I think they stopped calling it that. They called it something else now.
No, aren't
And-
they like the atoms that make up the force?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You have to
Yeah.
manipulate them, eh?
And it's
Yeah.
like a high count, and Grogu's got a high count, so of course
Right.
they're going to try and clone that body because they want their body to have a high count for Palpatine, so he's like powerful and all that hoorah. So
Mm.
yeah, I noticed in the Star Wars: The Last Jedi when they're talking about finances, how there's the people that construct those ships, they don't care where the money's coming from. They don't care if it's coming from the Republic or from the Empire or the New World Order. They'll make
Yeah.
the ships no matter what. So with that in mind, man, shit, ships could be, those planets could be belong to the Empire, and it wouldn't be far from the truth
Yeah.
if that's the case. The Empire got onto it, maybe Palpatine got onto it. So yeah, I got these planets, bro, making me money.
Yeah. You guys got
Have you,
me
Kelvin? Have you got different? Have you got any different thoughts on
on the
where do you think
planets.
these
Yeah,
planets will go?
Well, you guys, as you're talking, I was digging myself like a rabbit hole. So then, because I'm looking at it, okay, so we've got a kids program from Star Wars. Like, how does it connect back into the Star Wars? It's got to connect there. Because I remember watching the Caravan of Courage, even that connected, even though it was a standalone, it still connected back to the Star Wars storyline,
Yeah.
with the Ewoks and Wicket and that. So there's got to be a connection for the Skeleton Crew to connect back to the Star Wars story arc. So the mont's got to be obvious. It's got to be about around money. And it's just, the question is, what's going to happen with this money? Why haven't they, if the Empire really wanted that money, because this is set after the Return of the Jedi, So, and they haven't had any contact with anyone, Republic or Empire. So it's been just sitting there for. So then,
Since
like,
the Old Republic.
It's since the Old Republic, bro.
So
So like,
it's got to connect back.
You can even get a good indication there, like with the Force Awakens in it, and there's new set of 3 movies.
Mm.
The Leia's rebellion against the New World Order is not highly financed.
Nah, it's not.
Like, they're still mucking around with old ass shit.
Yeah.
And the New World Order, they have this planet that's a whole flippin' Death Star.
Yeah.
So where did they get the finances for that? So it's like, shit, these guys have all like money from out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And Leia's army is still like
the proper rebels.
Yeah, especially when they went to that planet with that all that glass kind of white planet,
Mm.
and they had to ride those raggedy ass old ships.
Yeah.
They were falling apart. It was like, come on, if they were in charge of these planets and they had the access to that money, they would have had way better equipment than that shit, bro. So
that's
my guess is this is probably the working order of the New World Order, and these. I think the kids' parents are they're probably trapped there like prisoners, pretty much, on this planet at Eton, probably working, and somewhere in the background, Palpatine may be pulling the strings. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's I'm just guessing, but somehow that money has to get to the New World Order somehow.
Yeah,
because it definitely doesn't go to Leia's rebellion, bro. She's still working with crumbs, man.
Yeah.
So it's like shit. The story might type somewhere there. I'm not too sure, but it's fun to think about these kind of things. It makes it fun.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it does.
Yes.
Another thing is Admiral Thrawn. He's on his way too, so he's on his way there.
Yes.
Trying to start up a new empire.
Yes. Yes.
So that'll be the last, probably final.
That's what I mean. It's got to connect in here
battle
somewhere.
Of the empire.
Yeah.
And if he has access to those funds as well, bro, that guy's the man. He knows how to use that shit properly. Like, even with, he's recycling his soldiers, bro. He's turning them into zombies. They die, he brings them back again. So it's like, man, having him, if he steps up, bro, I'm man.
And because of the storyline that they're bringing back Palpatine, and then you always got the rule of 2 when it comes to the Sith. So that's why
Akila was supposed to bring that back like with full force, but it failed.
Yeah.
Big time.
Well, probably that's where like the skeleton crew is probably going to pick up that hole, fill in that hole. Because that's what
Yeah.
I mean. Like, with them bloody going to the credits as soon as flipping Crimson Jack turns on the lightsaber, I was like, man, they did it again. So yeah, like my rabbit hole was like thinking, okay, maybe, what if he is a Sith? What if he has tendency? Could he be part of the rule of two? They were going to bring back Palpatine. He could be the Padawan.
I'll say it straight. I don't think he's a Sith.
Mm.
I don't know. To me, I don't think he is.
You
But
got to remember, Sith. Sith they weren't bad straight away.
yeah,
They were good, and the only difference between them and the normal Jedi is that they actually used their emotions.
yes,
Where
yes.
Jedi's were told to hold their emotions.
Like anything like hate, especially hate.
Yeah.
For them, it compounds like 100 times.
Yeah.
So their emotion of hate will just keep on building over on top of each other. Like it's like the Incredible Hulk. When he gets mad, it's like that. It just keeps on building and building and building until it overwhelms him, and then he has no control.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same with the Sith.
All right.
So
Let's have a look and see what happens in the next episode. Yeah.
man, so much.
But not long to go. On New Year's Day, it'll be next episode.
Fuck,
Oh, see that.
easy.
It'll be a New Year's Day. So yeah, man, looking forward to it. Sweet boys, any last words before we wrap it up?
No, man. Looking forward to the next episode.
Yeah, me too, man.
Man, I'm just They
This
know
is,
how to they just know how to cut to the credits at the right time, eh?
I'm glad they did. I'm glad
Good
they
writers,
did.
good directors, man. I'm really enjoying this series, man.
It keeps it exciting. This definitely brought the Star Wars geek out of me, eh?
Yeah.
This show. Like no other show has done it for a while. Apart from Force Awakens, because it was the first Star Wars movie in a while. That was like a big epic one for me. But this show definitely brought back some shit.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Can't wait for the next episode.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward for the next episode. Also looking forward to, you know what? I'm talking about the Superman trailer.
Yeah.
Now that I watched this teaser trailer, I don't think I want to watch any other more trailers. I don't want to. That's enough, man.
Nah.
This is
Yeah.
enough. Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
This-
really hyped, man. You
Yeah.
don't need to keep showing me any more trailers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just hope the next trailer for Superman is like something like black and white, and it just has like movie coming out in July. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't.
No,
I
it
don't
won't
want to
be.
see
It will be
anything
the
else.
official trailer, and
Yeah.
there'll be 3 of them.
Yes.
There's
they
always
always
3
is.
official trailers, and
Yeah, because that's the one thing I was worried about. Like when you say that, Cams, because I don't want them to like hype it, and then go watch the movie. Oh, Black Adam. Like
Oh, well, you liked it.
Yeah.
You liked it with Black Adam.
oh,
So
far, man.
I knew that was gonna fail.
I was like,
Come on.
especially when you had the Rock.
too cheesy, bro.
This is the
Too
fittest
cheesy.
I've been. I worked hard on my body. We spent hours and hours, and we're like, "Whoa, Rock, man, you building it, Rock. You building it, Rock."
Yeah, you're building his body. I wish his acting was a bit better.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rock.
but yeah, man. I would want to not watch any more trailers.
Nah, same, 'cause I don't
I'm
wanna-
really sold, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
really sold. I'm really sold.
And I don't want to
Okay, I've
get
got-
too much in the,
Yeah.
too much information, bro.
It'll be hard though. It'll be hard because
Mm.
from
Yes.
now to July,
It's a social world. If
For
you're on
3
Instagram
more-
and Facebook, bro. Man.
3 more trailers to go. Man,
Oh, they'll be popping up left, right, and center.
all right, boys. Yeah, we'll try to do
Join
it
us.
on Monday or Tuesday, during the day or Monday. We'll keep in touch and chat. But we'll do the next episode. Will be the best and worst of 2024. Will be our New Year's Eve special. Our end of saying goodbye to 2024, reminiscing, reflecting on 2024 in movies and TV, showing you
Yup.
guys the best and the worst, our
Yep.
thoughts, and we're going to bring in the new year 2025. Thanks, boys, for jumping on. That's us.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Let's get out of here.